We're going to be going through the development portal so we can show you the process. On October 28th, when it opens, you'll be going through the regular portal, and it will be through the links that we've provided to you. So you can see again here where we have attached the phase 2 guidance. This is where the webinar and the PowerPoint presentation will be attached, the user access form, and the instructions, as well as the acts. And then the link here will take you to our website where it contains information for phase 1. Just as a note, this website works best when using Chrome or Firefox. So if you're having issues with the system and you're not using one of those, that may be an option for you. So you click login and it takes you to the login screen that we discussed. If you have your P number, which you would all have an M number, you would use the Wolf password maintenance application here if you need to reset or change your password. If you're just getting access for the first time, we're going to send you an MID number, but you're going to create your password using the Wolf password maintenance application here.
Tracy, we can't see your screen.
Oh, sorry. Back. Is it showing now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. All right, we'll go back. This is the online portal where we have all the links. Again, the website works better with Chrome or Firefox. And then you click the login button here. It will take you to where you log in using your MID. First time you get your MID number, you're going to go to the Wolf Password Maintenance application. You're going to set up security questions. You're going to be accessing it with the last 4 of the social that you put on your user access form. And you'll know what I'm talking about when you complete that application. So you're going to put your MID number, your password in, and click login. And now it's going to show you any applications that you as an entity had already submitted on previous program. But over here, you're going to be able to add a new water or a new sewer application. So in here, we're going to click add a water application. And now we're going to find that our system is here. And when we do that, it's going to automatically populate your parish, your PWS ID, and your system type. When we create your entity in the system, we're going to enter that information. If any of this populates and you don't feel it's correct, please let us know so that we can make sure that we make that a correction. You'll enter the contact name, phone number, and email address for persons that can be contacted about the application if there are questions. Remember that you can add multiple persons. I would encourage you to add at least 2. We have a very short time to review these applications and provide funding recommendations. So it's very important that we be able to get contact with someone quickly when we have questions. It's going to show your application type. So make sure that if you're doing water, it says water. And if you're doing sewer, it says sewer. For project category, you're going to click this drop-down box and pick the category that you feel most coincides with what you're doing. So if we're doing well projects, the majority of our money is going to wells, or if the majority of our money is going to transmission and distribution or treatment, then that's what you would choose. You would enter the number of active service connections that you have. If I had 100 active service connections, then my population would be 300 because it is 3 multiplied times the number of active service connections. Here I would enter my grant costs. So these are what I want to use my grant funds for. So I could do 800,000. And my local costs, these will be my match funds. Maybe I'm not going to spend any funds on my construction, but I'm going to put my match funds down here. Let's see, yeah. Now, at this match percentage, I would not have met my 25%. Yeah. I would need to increase that if I did 700,000 here. 750, let's just do the 25% easier. And then 250 here. So now I would have met my match commitment. So you can see these columns here total, these columns here total. So I'm showing that I'm going to use grant funds for $750,000 in construction, and I'm going to use match funds for $250,000 in professional services. The source of funding for this program is state funds. Therefore, you do not have to follow federal procurement requirements when you are conducting your procurement for professional services. Here's your link to the guidelines in case you needed to check something while you're working in the system. You can click on that and do so. Again, remember, I encourage you to save often. So if I was actually working in the system and doing this application, I would click Save Now, and then I would go back to work again. Does your application involve consolidation of 2 or more systems? I'm going to say no, but if you do, then you would say yes, and you would put the number of systems there. Are you willing to provide matching funds over 25%? I'm going to say no because I'm going to do my 25% only. Total maximum local match would be 25%. And I'm using local funds from the town. So I would say local funds or a system. Is there documentation that your funds are available to be spent? I would say yes. And I would upload a document that said, not that, but I would upload a document that shows that I have those funds and they are available at this time. I'm going to go down and do a save. And you see it's going to say, is the match waiver requested? So there are certain items that have to be included in order for you to use your application. So it will give you error messages if you are missing something. This one is there documentation that your match available to be spent, and I said yes, and I've attached my document. Now you can see here that it says view attachment or remove attachment. If I entered a document here and then I thought, oh, I entered the wrong thing, I can go back. I can, 1, look at what I have attached, but 2, I could remove that attachment and replace it with a corrected attachment. Is the match waiver being requested? I would say no. But if I was requesting the match waiver, then I would click yes, and I would put the name of my document here and choose my file and upload it. If you're asking for a reduction of the match, you also still need to complete this information here. So let's see. So now it's telling me you need to make sure that you do your increased local cost share. I'm going to go down and I already did this. Oh, it unanswered my question here. Is the applicant willing to provide matching funds over 25%? So I'm going to go no. So down here is where you do ready to proceed. If I had any documents that I could use to get points there, I would need to name the documents and upload them. I would encourage you to use descriptive names for your documents as to what you're attaching so that it is easier for the reviewers to make the connection to what you're trying to get points for, and to make sure that they give you credit for everything that you have available. You would again attach your cost estimate here. Remember that your cost estimate needs to equal the amounts that you've entered up top. And then you would need to attach your, let me go to this. If you were going to be completing the water form here, you would click that and it would take you to this document. You can complete it, save it, and then you would go back and upload it here. Then if you felt like there was any additional information, if you had letters from citizens, if you had social media posts, if you had articles in paper, copies of administrative orders, don't assume because the agency that's reviewing your application has record of any type of violations or administrative orders, because they're not going to go back and search their files. They're going to review what you give them. So make sure that you are giving them all the information that they need to consider your application. So let's see, I would save. Now you can see here that it shows that I have a water application, and it is created and the date that I have created it. So now I'm going to go back here. I have my application. Now you see I have save and submit, or delete. If I completed this application and then I said, no, I want to apply for something completely different, you can delete your application and start over. Or if you know that you have everything ready to go, you can save and submit. You can see here at the bottom, it's going to tell you the actions that you've taken, as well as where things are, the date and time. So if I click save and submit, now it says that my application is submitted for review. That means that now the application is with the working panel, and we will be able to review it. It also means that you can no longer submit any information unless we have requested it from you. When you create your application and you save and you think you submit, if it only says created, it is not submitted. It's important for you to make sure that your application was submitted for review. And when you get out and go back in and check it, it will show you what the actual status is. Okay, so you can also, if you open your application back up, you can see all of your answers. You can see that it says current status submitted for review. And at the bottom, it says submitted for review and the date and time. Then you can go back. Okay, so now we're going to get back out and we're going to go back to the presentation. Here. Share. And start from my current slide. Okay, so we completed the portal demonstration. Just for you to have this information, we have some resources available on our website. It will take you to the Water Sector Program Phase 1 and Phase 2. When you open up the Water Sector Program tile, we've redesigned the website so that you can either go to Phase 1 or Phase 2. It's easily identifiable. And then this is the website for you to go to the online application portal to complete for you to submit. Some tips that the reviewers offered were to make sure that you save often as you complete your application. Make sure that you are submitting the risk assessment and the resiliency plan in order to receive your resiliency points. Upload documents in the correct place, and then use easily identifiable names. When you upload a document and you save, you can always go back in, like I showed you, to come out and then go back into the application to make sure that the documents are there and that they are the correct documents that you need to have identified. And don't submit the same application that you submitted previously and expect a better result. Meaning, if you submitted an application previously and you were given some feedback from the reviewers, take that into account, make some changes, enter some additional information to see if you can improve your score from before. If you have questions after today, you can submit those questions to me at tracy.watts@la.gov. Here is some contact information for the program. In our office, you can reach out to me or Heather Paul, our assistant director. In the Department of Health, there's Amanda Ames and Blake Fogelman. And then in the DEQ water planning and assessment, you can reach out to Jonathan McFarland. Remember that you can reach out to them now, but beginning October 28th, they can no longer talk to you about your application. So make sure that you get those questions into them and have those discussions this week. I encourage you all to follow us on Facebook. We put reminders, notifications, everything we can out there. It's an easy, quick way to notify people of things. So I encourage you to follow us there. And thank you for joining us today. And we look forward to working with you on these applications. So y'all have a good day. Someone asked in the chat about points, whether a system would be awarded partial points under readiness for preliminary plans, or is it limited to final plans ready to submit for permit only? Yes, it is limited to final plans ready to submit for permit only. And again, if you all have any further questions, you could submit them to us in writing, and we will start a list of frequently asked questions that we feel like other people would also be interested in. So y'all have a good day.